About 71% of the Earth's surface is water covered, and the oceans hold about 96.5% of all Earth's water. Water also exists in the air as water vapor, in rivers and lakes, in ice caps and glaciers, in the ground as soil moisture, and even in you and your cat. Why was water so important to early civilizations? Rivers were attractive locations for the first civilizations because they provided a steady supply of drinking water and made the land fertile for growing crops. Moreover, goods and people could be transported easily, and the people in these civilizations could fish and make fish as their main protein source. Rivers, lakes, and seas provide important sources for human economy, mainly fishes as the source of protein and other marine life as a source of tourist attraction. Lately, people seem to ignore the protection of marine life, especially among university students. Therefore, we did an experiment to investigate which social media between Facebook and YouTube that has more influence in spreading the awareness towards marine life protection among university students.
The topic for our project is Facebook versus YouTube, the better platform to spread marine life awareness among university students in Malaysia. The Sustainable Development Goal chosen is SDG 14, Life Below Water. This SDG caught our attention because this goal is given less attention compared to other SDGs. For now, we know that our marine life is facing a lot of problems due to the human activities. Based on the statistics, it is obvious that these issues is very worrying, as it will affect the main protein and economical resource for certain people. Therefore, we would like to investigate whether Malaysians are aware towards the issue about marine life protection. We would like to find out the more popular social media between Facebook and YouTube that gives greater impact toward the awareness among university students in Malaysia. This research inquiry can add value to the SDG should non-government organization and government organization use the results of this research to organize more suitable programs to increase awareness using the most appropriate platform. There are 3 inquiry questions for this project. The first is, do different types of social media have different impact towards promoting the awareness regarding the protection of marine life in Malaysia? The second is, how much does university students know about the existing policies related to the marine life protection in Malaysia? The third one is, what is the volume of information provided by the social media regarding marine life issues that reach university students in Malaysia? The objectives of this study is, the first one is to investigate the relationship between the type of social media and the awareness towards the protection of marine life among university students. The second objective is to identify to what extent have marine life issues been delivered by Facebook and YouTube. There are 2 hypotheses for this project. The first one is, if the type of social media is YouTube, then the awareness towards the marine life protection is higher. The second hypothesis is, different type of social media provide different extent of information regarding marine life protection among Malaysian university students.
The significance of this study is that we get to know which social media platform that is more suitable to advertise about marine life. With the survey that will be conducted, we will know more about the platform that is being used more often among the university students. The social media that attracts more people can be used as a focus medium to spread the knowledge about marine life. Secondly, is we get to know the level of awareness among university students about marine life. By knowing the level of awareness of the university students, we will get to know whether they are concerned about the issue regarding marine life that are happening around them. If they happen to not be aware about this problem, the responsible entities need to do something. If appropriate actions are not being taken, it will affect the world ecosystem in a bad way in the future. Thirdly, the contribution of this study is that we get to preserve the marine ecosystem. With the increasing awareness in society, people will start to be more appreciative towards marine biodiversity. Marine life has been very threatened for the past decade because the public is still ignorant about the laws and regulations that need to be followed. Knowledge that we gain from the promotion activities about marine life can be applied by the society in order to preserve the marine ecosystem.
For literature review, According to Corners Chemic Drawing in 2016 and Facebook Company in 2015, Facebook has over 1 billion users globally. 96% of the university students saying they access it daily. According to Statista Malaysia in 2016, population of Malaysia is about 30.68 million. 17.5 million are the internet users, meanwhile 13.3 million are the Facebook users. According to Statistica 2018, Facebook alone had 2.23 billion monthly users as of 2018. According to Melanie Carla Dollars in 2019, traditional website advertisements are mostly delivered through banner ads or sponsor links that are clearly identified as marketing communication message. However, Facebook advertisements differ from the conventional sites. On the ground, that Facebook advertisements are regularly indistinct from the user's content. Next, according to Lang in 2016, Malaysians aged between 16 to 34 years old watch more YouTube videos with an average watching time of 80 minutes, which is twice of the world average. In 2017, eMarketer and Internet was stated that YouTube is in number 6 most frequently used smartphone app in the country and account for 67% of all online videos viewed in Malaysia. According to Perrin in 2015, young generation between 18 to 34 years old who impose 2/3 of YouTube and watch YouTube video more than any cable TV channel are the most frequent users of this channel. According to Milad Mujtaba Iman and Rasul in 2016, it is the third most visited site around the world, with record of more than 1 billion monthly consumers who watch in excess of 6 billion hours of video monthly and are highly occupied with liking, sharing and commenting on videos that is in YouTube.
For the next section, we are going to conduct a data analysis and discussion. So in this section, we are going to refer to objective number 1, which is to investigate the relationship between the type of social media and the awareness towards the protection of marine life among university students. We are also going to refer to hypothesis number 1, which is if the type of social media is YouTube, then the awareness towards the protection of marine life is higher. In our survey, we asked the respondents if they have ever heard of the Sungai Gong pollution. This issue is being used in the questionnaire because it was the recent issue regarding marine pollution before we started to distribute the survey questions. Based on the data obtained from the survey, 36.3% of the respondents are well informed of the issue that happened at Sungai Gong, Selangor. However, more than half of the respondents, which accounts for about 63.7%, are not sure and never heard of the issue happening at Sungai Gong. In total, there were 37 respondents who were aware of the Sungai Gong pollution issue. We further asked the respondents to state the platform that they used to obtain information regarding Sungai Gong pollution. The data obtained is then organized into a pie chart. So out of 37 responses, 78.4% of the respondents knew about the Sungai Gong pollution using YouTube, while the remaining 21.6% obtained information regarding Sungai Gong pollution via Facebook. After obtaining the information, the study was continued by conducting the mean test. There were 3 parameters involved during this test. Firstly, the percentage is calculated. Secondly, the mean itself is calculated. And finally, the conclusion is drawn. Respondents who were well informed about the pollution at Sungai Gong make up 36.3% of the overall respondents, whereas respondents who were not sure and never heard of the pollution at Sungai Gong, Selangor make up about 63.7%. For the mean values, respondents who were well informed about the pollution at Sungai Gong gave the mean value of 0.36. Respondents who were not sure and never heard of the pollution at Sungai Gong gave a mean value of 0.64. Next, we move on to the platform used to obtain information regarding Sungai Gong pollution. Respondents who used YouTube to obtain information regarding Sungai Gong pollution gave a mean value of 0.78, whereas respondents who were well informed about the pollution at Sungai Gong through Facebook. Whereas respondents who came across information regarding Sungai Gong pollution via Facebook gave a mean value of 0.22. Therefore, when it comes to obtaining information regarding Sungai Gong pollution, the respondents who used YouTube gave us a larger mean value compared to those using Facebook.
This question is referred to the second objective and the second hypothesis. For this question, it will be analyzed by comparing the mean for every frequency. The frequency is divided into four groups which are very few time, regularly and very regularly. In the bar chart, the frequency is represented by the color that is subjected for each frequency to each the readers to analyze the question, while in the table, it shows the mean for every frequency to be compared. Based on the mean calculation subjected to frequency, we can see here Facebook has higher means in the terms of very few time of spreading news on marine life than YouTube. Next, Facebook also has higher mean in few time frequency compared to YouTube. Thirdly, for the mean for regularly, we can see here YouTube has higher mean compared to Facebook, while the mean that show very regularly, YouTube has higher than Facebook. We can conclude here that people found the platform which spread news on marine life protection is YouTube. Although YouTube is leading influence towards awareness regarding marine life protection among Malaysian university students, the most we show in the table is focusing on the few time and regularly only, which means that influence towards awareness by YouTube and Facebook is still in the mid-range. However, we can see here different types of social media have different influences towards awareness regarding marine life protection among Malaysian student universities. So, the hypothesis is accepted.
Next, we are going to look at the reasons for choosing the preferred social media. The two bar graphs show the reasons on why the respondents choose their preferred social media in finding information. Respondents can vote the reasons based on their preferred social media respectively. For the first bar graph, there are some possible reasons on why respondents choose YouTube. For the highest possible reason, 53 respondents agreed that YouTube is easier to understand. Next, 52 respondents preferred YouTube because they use YouTube very often. Besides, about 47 respondents choose YouTube because they prefer watching videos to get the latest news. After that, 37 respondents believe that YouTube gives higher impact to themselves. Finally, 3 people said that YouTube made visualization easier. They make their own video and they just prefer it rather than Facebook, with one respondent on each reason. For the second bar graph, there are a few possible reasons on why respondents choose Facebook. 7 people said that they prefer Facebook because they use the media very often. Next, 6 people out of 13 respondents agreed that it is easier to share information and news to friends. 5 people agreed that information on Facebook is easier to understand, and another 5 prefer reading to get the latest news, thus the choosing of Facebook as their preferred platform. Finally, the reason why respondents choose Facebook is because Facebook has lots of informative videos with one voter. Next, we are going to look at the recommendation part. There are a few recommendations to improve the awareness of marine life protection among university students. From the results of the survey, it is observed that 87.3% of respondents, which is equivalent to 89 out of 102 responses, prefer YouTube more than Facebook as their favorite social media. Thus, it is suggested to promote awareness regarding marine life protection through YouTube. First and foremost, Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission (MCMC) may spend some funding to promote awareness by making advertisements on YouTube. This is because advertisements will always appear in any video people watch on YouTube. Therefore, this will increase the awareness among YouTube audiences. Secondly, authorities like ministers may collaborate with popular Malaysian YouTubers like Isaac Osman TV, Romeo, Let's Copa Production, Solos Club, and many more to promote awareness towards marine life protection in some of their videos. This is because they are more popular among university students. According to Social Baker's website, Let's Copa Production has the highest number of audiences, thus it can help improve the awareness towards marine life protection. Besides, it is suggested that famous YouTubers, also referred to as influencers, to create a campaign to promote the awareness. This can be done by making a challenge to other YouTubers and influencers to race who can get more of their followers to participate. For example, make a campaign to clean beaches by collecting scraps and rubbish on the beach. This is suggested as many Malaysians nowadays prefer to follow their favorite famous people in most of their daily activities. Thus, if an influencer can influence their followers to help improve marine life protection, the awareness can be increased. Lastly, it is recommended for YouTubers to show the audiences that the things that have been done by the government and non-government agencies are not enough. They can ask them to work together with authorities to look after marine life, like making a report on illegal activities done toward marine life, asking ministers to enhance the laws, and many more.
Based on this research, it can be concluded that YouTube is the better platform that can be used to spread the awareness about marine life protection among university students in Malaysia. Based on the survey, about 87% from the respondents answer that they prefer to use YouTube rather than Facebook. It can be said that youth nowadays prefer to watch videos compared to reading. Nowadays, YouTube has been used as a platform to promote products and many more. Most of it appears in type of ads. This also proves that YouTube is also a suitable platform to be used to spread information. Based on this research, there are some alternatives that can be used to spread the news about marine life protection efficiently that have been found from the survey. One of them is the news and information about marine life protection need to be shown more frequently on television. It is important to spread the news about marine life protection since it is a common issue that we are facing right now. From the research, it is found that half of the respondents does not really know about issues that are happening around them. This research is aimed to help the government organization and non-government organization to plan their strategy to increase the awareness about marine life protection. Other than that, hopefully this research will help everybody realize that it is important to protect our marine life and preserve it for the future generations.